Hey, Eric here with eXp Realty, and today we're going to go through the process of buying one home and selling the other at the same time. This happens when people need to upsize from their first home to their second home, or if they need to maybe downsize. Maybe everyone's moved out and they want to get a smaller home. This gets complicated because it's technically two transactions that me, as your realtor, would be managing at the exact same time. And there's a lot of deadlines involved, and it's something that can be intimidating, but with proper guidance and understanding, I hope to simplify it for you. So let's dive in. So right here we have selling and buying. The thing about selling and buying is when you make an offer on the home you want to buy, that home is typically going to be contingent. And that contingency is usually because you need the funds from the sale of the first home. And so when we write an offer on that purchase, we're gonna say, hey, it's contingent on this sale because we need those funds. And that listing agent on that other house is gonna say, okay, we'll accept your offer, but we wanna make sure these dates line up and we wanna make sure things go through. So they'll usually change the status of their listing that we're buying, if I'm representing you, to active with a time clause. And what that active with a time clause does is it sets an expectation because they're still gonna market the home to other potential buyers. And if someone comes in and, while we're going through this entire selling process, if another buyer comes in and says, hey, we wanna write an offer on this home, they're gonna give us notice first and saying, hey, you can remove your contingency and move forward, or we're gonna ask you to cancel. That's what's typical. In order to hedge that from happening, hedge that bet, we wanna make sure that you are also selling your home in a quick and efficient manner. There's a few ways to do this, but we're gonna go through the most basic. So when you decide to sell your home and start looking for another one, because usually we start looking at homes first because it's fun and sexy online, but we don't prepare to sell our current one. So let's go through the selling, because we already know we're looking at homes, but when we need to sell our current home, we need to prepare the home, we need to get photos for the home, we need to list the home, negotiate the offer, go under contract. That buyer on our sale is gonna do due diligence, they're gonna have finance and appraisal, and then they're gonna have settlement. What happens typically is someone calls me and say, hey, we wanna buy this home real quick. We write an offer, and we don't even have the home prepared yet. We don't have photos. So the best thing to do is obviously sit down with me and go through this process. And so what I'm gonna tell you is, let's get your home prepared first. Have you prep the home and get a pre-approval with a lender at the same time, because you need that pre-approval when we write offers in the future. And then once we have that home prepped and we have photos already taken, then we can list at any time. Then when we find the home that you want, we can immediately put your house on the market, and assuming it's priced correctly, you're probably gonna get some traction. In the current market, in 2025, homes are typically, median days on market's about 45 days. And so homes are sitting a little bit, 45 days. So I recommend listing your home now while you're getting pre-approved and while you're touring homes. Because during that 40-day possible listing time, we're gonna be finding your dream home. And hopefully we get an offer on your home around the same time that you find the home you want to write an offer on. These dates can fluctuate a little bit. Maybe you find your dream home first and we write an offer on that. And then you really got to get motivated here and maybe you adjust the price a little bit. Or maybe they're willing to wait a little bit, that contingency I mentioned, that time clause. But in the end, you're gonna submit an offer on this, contingent on this sale, and you're gonna go under contract. And once we're under contract here, then we really got to make sure we get your existing home sold. So maybe we lower the price, like I said, but then we receive an offer there. And once we have this offer, then we can breathe easy. We can be excited because we know both of these are going to typically go through. So while they're doing their due diligence, that buyer on your home is going to get an inspection. They're going to have to get an appraisal done. They're going to have to get financing done. So while they're doing those things, you and I are also over here on your purchase doing a due diligence, getting an inspection done, making sure it's the right home. Then we're also going back to our pre-approval. We're getting our financing lined up, and we're using the funds, typically the money from this home, to help with the down payment on your new home. And that's part of finance and appraisal. And then as we get towards the end, we're gonna schedule settlement. So both transactions need to settle. So that's where you sign the closing documents, where you officially sell or buy the home. So we're gonna have that happen on the same day typically. You're gonna sign the documents to sell this, and the money from this buyer is gonna go to the title company, at that same day, you're gonna sign the purchase contract, the purchase, not a real estate purchase contract. At the same time, you're gonna be signing the closing documents here and the deed of trust and all the loan documents. And this money that you receive from the buyer of your property is then gonna go towards a down payment. It's gonna go towards this seller and then any additional funds that you receive from the lender. And so they're gonna close the same day. And then our goal is also to negotiate in a few extra days for you to move in. So that move-in time helps you. Usually we're asking this buyer of your home to, give you a day or two, because maybe they got some flexibility, maybe they're living with parents or they have an apartment. That's typically what happens. So you get a few extra days, you move out of your current home, move into your new dream home, and then you're done. That's typically how a contingent sale is. That's what selling to buying is. It can be a little bit complicated at first, and I tried to simplify it here, but that's the gist of it. If you have further questions or want to discuss this more, feel free to reach out. You can schedule a call with me at the link below or give me a call at 801-660-9173. Thanks.